Here we go.
Hey everybody, hey, good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you may be. Welcoming everybody wholeheartedly to this Embodied Cacao Practitioner Training Introduction call. So first of all, wanting to welcome everybody wherever you are. And I mean that wherever you are geographically, but also wherever you are physically, emotionally, energetically, wanting to open a space for us to have a short connection, a moment of connection in authenticity in order to come together for the medicine that this call has and that the cacao has and that the training may have for you. So we're calling in from Guatemala, where we live. My name is Shadi, and this is Reva.
I love.
We've both been living here for a while, me 6 years now. I actually came in touch with cacao here in this place in Guatemala through Keith Wilson, a cacao shaman here at the Atitlán Lake, who basically provided so many platforms for healing, for transformation, for connection, for basically up-leveling my capacity to really be human in this life, in this body, on this earth, in very many ways. And from that space, I basically received very powerful foundations to then engage in other shamanic transformational processes and lineages that I started to explore. One of them being the Mayan cosmovision. So I feel a deep connection to the local culture, cultural heritage. I've visited and gave offerings to many sacred sites in Guatemala, and I've been learning with a local shaman for about 5 years. He will also join us for one of the sessions in the course, by the way. And then the cacao work also really enabled me to journey deeply in the International School of Temple Arts, ISTA, which is a spiritual, sexual, shamanic school, a very powerful work where also I met this beautiful being. And from where we also decided to offer these courses together. This is the third course, Cacao Practitioner Training, that we will be hosting together. And yeah, wanting to share some gratitude, first of all, for all of you showing up and for the spirits of this land, for the spirit of the cacao that has offered us so many blessings and brought us together as well and in the potential to now offer this work to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. My name is Reva, as Shadi introduced me, and I've been working with cacao now, I believe, for about 10 years. Cacao has been in my world for about 10 years, and I've been blessed to be mentored by Indigenous tribes and women in Canada. I work with Tahira, who's a part of the Anishinaabe there, and also with shamans from Peru, from Mexico, now from Guatemala, in what is it to be in connection with this medicine that has now gone global in the form of chocolate, but also, as many of you have experienced now, like the deeper rooted, earthier, embodied experience that it is to drink cacao, to be in connection with this medicine. And so much of what I'm appreciating in life, especially right now, as we're experiencing the seeds of war and the truth of the thousands of years of pain that are now playing out again in its various forms of cycles in Ukraine and Russia, the medicine of really being human, really feeling what we're feeling, really caring for what we care about. Cacao is this medicine of the heart that has continued to bring me both to my knees in the grief for the patterns we've played out collectively, but also in deep love in my relationship, in my connection with nature, in my experience of what is it to be alive right now while I'm alive. So I have a lot of gratitude for, yeah, the indigenous people that said, I want you to learn these things. Do you want to learn these things? And to the various hearts and teachers, including the plant itself, cacao itself, which we'll start engaging in a little bit of connection with her soon, with all of us. Yeah, for offering this possibility field of what it can mean to be human together, what it can mean to go on deeper healing journeys, and what it can mean to offer those healing journeys in powerful ways to other people, or including ourselves.
Yeah, so we're feeling really blessed to be able to have access to this powerful knowledge of this land here in Guatemala and other indigenous peoples of this continent, of this earth. And this is actually a beautiful pointer to something that I wanted to talk about anyway. And that's that really cacao helps to deeply connect to our body's wisdom, to, let's say, the wisdom of our land. What we're seeing more powerfully nowadays, ever more, is a real struggle of people who live in very mental-based worlds, mental societies, to find connection and ground to the wisdom of, let's say, the land. And our body is our own reflection of our land, and is our personal channel to the wisdom of this earth. And a beautiful, a very important piece that I see in our current global birthing process, rebirthing process, transformational process, is to again, for, let's say, our mental-based conditioned mind, to somehow be able to come to its knees as well and embrace and honor the wisdom that we have in our bodies. And cacao has done that, has helped me very much with this process. Again, coming home to a more embodied way of navigating life, coming home to deeper wisdom that's ingrained in our fractal, in our part of the earth's body, allows us to more masterfully navigate life, coming from our own intuition, from our own sense of what's right and wrong for us, from our own deeper rooted integrity. And I feel more now more than ever, this is actually a very adequate quality to have, a very powerful quality to have, a very powerful journey to be on, because it's clear that we cannot really, on the collective level, continue to go on this way. And at the same time, the biggest work that we can do is on the personal level. And rewiring our systems to find honor to our own land, to our own our own body's wisdom, allows us to really step up more powerfully for who we are as individuals, and by doing that, also attracting our tribe, attracting people who are on our same page, allowing us to create a more powerful, more embodied, more loving reality together in connection with these people that magically, by our own navigation, by following our own inner navigation systems, magically pop up, and synchronicities start to show themselves ever more easily, and the juice of life starts to flow. And for that, for us to be able to really embody that reality, there's a fair amount of things that also at specific times can be let go of, or need to be let go of. And that can be an intense process sometimes as well, emotional release of attachments, of identities, of things that we care about, sometimes are too jarring. And for me personally, cacao really, really helped me to kind of break connections to specific parts of myself that weren't actually really in alignment anymore. So that's something that I wanted to share, also related to the global transformational process that's going on. Yeah.
Mm. Something in that for me as well is, yeah, many of us have heard the line, we need to feel to heal. And there's a lot of us, a lot of my clients, even more of me getting to deeper levels of what does it mean to really feel all that I feel as a human being in interconnection with other human beings, in interconnection with human beings who are experiencing a lot of pain right now, including myself at times, and how to really be with the feeling and not caught in the story or in the collective numbing that we've been taught to do around our hearts, around our love for ourselves, for the earth, for everything from strawberries and mangoes to being able to hold the ones that we love close, to the fact that there are kisses on this planet and that we can experience those, like all of these different aspects of life that we love. We've been taught to be numb to those pieces too. And a part of what cacao opens through the heart space, and we'll talk more about some of the neurochemicals that get released that really support this opening of our heart spaces or of our emotional bodies, is that we get in touch with what we love most about life. When we're in our numbing processes, and definitely when I'm in mine, it makes it more challenging for me to go in the direction of the things that I want, because I can just be comfortable numbing myself to the things that don't feel so great, but also numbing myself to the things that feel amazing. And this is a medicine that, as Shadi was sharing, really invites us into our own inner landscape, our own earth, our own kind of like rolling hills and curves and forests, and like the aliveness that's within this vessel that we live in, which in turn connects us deeper in connection with the earth, arguably our mother, or at least the thing that holds us so that we can live this entire adventure in our adventure suits, these bodies. It connects us deeper with the relationship with her. And that's a big piece that starts to heal the thousands of years that we've been in an extraction story with the earth, with the feminine, with the body, and starts to allow us to be in deeper connection with this love that all of us fucking have for so many little nuances and big aspects of what it is to be alive. And one of the powerful ways beyond the body that cacao offers this space is that through deepening into the body, we also get more access to like our cosmic wisdoms, those pieces of intuition, those ways of being able to like feel those synchronistic moments and be like, I have to go to the store right now. It doesn't make sense in my schedule, but I have to go to the store right now and run into you. This is usually what happens in this. It's not just because it's a small town, I imagine. But being able to listen to those higher wisdoms that are also wanting to drop through, that can't drop into a body that's numb and not listening. We actually connect deeper to our intuition and our ability to listen when we can be in that deeper connection with our bodies.
Yeah, and that's a really beautiful segue to also invite the idea that, you know, we're multidimensional beings, and that this heart space, which is at the center of our physical body, let's say, is where all the, let's say, the animalistic, the primal, the bodily, the earthly aspects of life and of human life come together with all the transcendental, the multidimensional, the cosmic, the visionary capacities that we also hold as spirits that chose to embody. And the heart is really at the center, at the paradox, at the ambivalent, and at the same time embracing space of these two, let's say, polarities. And by working with cacao, my experience is that there's more of a capacity to hold both polarities, to be in the center, to be in balance um, while both those polarities are journeying together. And so it really helps me to embrace living life as a multidimensional being with all these different aspects. And with that comes also that it not just offers that on the personal level, but cacao is also a really beautiful permission slip for people to come together in ritual. So a lot of the cacao related offerings that we see nowadays are cacao ceremonies, which have, a whole bunch of endless different um, amount of faces and different content that we can fill those in with. But
expressions.
yeah, expressions. And what they all have in common though, is that it's a space where we choose to come together as humans with an intention. Um, and often it's a space where we can actually experience with other beings a non-conventional reality, or a time and space that allows us to journey outside of the conventional reality, the conditioned reality. And so much of our daily lives is constantly filled with relating to others, relating to the world, relating to ourselves, even in a way that is very much conditioned, that is very much, okay, this is the way that we have been taught to navigate life and to be with life. But it's actually in these non-conventional times and spaces where we can truly see each other, where we can connect with each other's essence and with our own essence. And cacao is a beautiful permission slip to see each other as multidimensional beings, come together as multidimensional beings. And I'm not aiming to say that it has like a woo-woo kind of, you know, like concept.
Because he knows I can't stand it if we're too woo-woo.
So, this is actually a real traditional, like ritual is a real traditional practice and grounded way of being human together on this earth for centuries, thousands of years. All the indigenous cultures of this earth have their own ritual practices. And that's where they pray. That's where they come together. That's where they're human together. That's where they actually get to connect, and where the daily life, day to day, the routine, the things we have to do, that don't mean they can be fun, but where those take the backstage for a moment, and where we can actually aim to be together in our fullness, in our essence, in our spiritual connection, which essentially is actually just being in connection with the earth as well as with spirit. So that's another very powerful medicine and capacity and potential that cacao brings, which also offers beautiful healing to, especially to people growing up in the Western industrialized societies, where we have forgotten about ritual, where we have forgotten about the interconnected nature of existence, of life. Yeah.
And a part of ritual is that it doesn't just invite us into these like community spaces for this multi-dimensional experience of ourselves. It also invites us into a connection with beauty, a connection with like what's alive in me right now and what's alive in you right now. How can we feel that deeper connection, not only to spirit and earth, but also like the beauty that's in each of us? So much of what I've experienced myself robbed from when either I don't choose to do ritual or when ritual just hasn't been taught to me and to us is that disconnection from the beauty of like placing mandalas and creating altar spaces, the ritual of how am I moving my body in connection with this bigger idea like love? How can I move my body with that? How can I like hold a cup with that love? How can I sing with that love, or however the expressions emerge for that particular ceremony or that particular ritual? There's a robbing of beauty that happens when we've forgotten this art. And there's something really powerful and potent when we can learn to attune our presence to the beauty that's here now. Even each of you in the spaces that you're in, there's maybe there's a story that it's really easy here because like we're in Guatemala, but also in the spaces that you're in, I see plants, I see warm houses, I see windows with different shapes. Even in this moment, you can start to take in, what do you love about the space that you're in, from the cozy blankets to I'm wearing my favorite clothes to one of my favorite people was born here, to any of those little details. Ritual invites us into the presence of where that's always here. And it starts to create space for us to more deeply create the lives that we deeply want. And that unlocks the potential for more humans to learn what it is to create lives that are really rich and nourishing and full of love and in connection with the earth in a really like real and grounded way that still connects to this kind of like higher cosmic, intangible, yet so real space of being alive as well.
Yeah, and actually that brings me to another point, is that, you know, excitement, following and acting on our excitement, even just a little bit, you know, to the best of our capacity and our ability, is that that's really how we start to harvest the little nuggets of gold, you know, the magic in every moment. Um, and I know that for me, having a practice with cacao has truly helped me in taking more steps towards my excitement, and really having a rich life, an abundant a life where we feel thriving. And I don't mean necessarily just, you know, materially or with money or this or that. I feel like in all aspects, you know, is really our birthright. Um, and yeah, another thing that cacao also really helps with is embracing our wildness, right? Um, because so much of excitement can actually be embodied, can actually be expressed by allowing our, let's say, our child or our animal or, you know, our wild being to express itself, to roar again, to play again. And cacao helps with that quite a lot as well, in my experience. It's a beautiful permission slip, and it actually reflects the way the plant grows, because cacao is a wild plant. It doesn't thrive in monocultures. It's meant to grow in the jungle. It's meant to live in a messy environment with a whole bunch of different plants together, and it's pollinated by tiny little midges that they only actually really live in a messy, kind of decomposing, humid, um, humusy environment. And so that's how the plant grows a lot of flowers, you know, by being in this environment that is wild. And so I really see this as a permission slip as well, and a part of cacao's mission, let's say, that the plant spirit's mission. Um, and yeah, I think that's a few really important things, little introductory pieces to what cacao actually is, that may be offering you, yeah, a wider base to play with it, to explore, to expand with it. And in order to offer you a moment to also experience that energetically, I'd like to take you on a short guided meditation, a short guided journey um, that we're going to guide together. It won't take very long, but I'd love to invite you to get a little bit more comfortable. Maybe you want to lie down if that feels accurate for you. Maybe you want to take a little blanket, and just make sure that you can sink in and close your eyes and be comfortable for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So,
And
mhm.
in the first part, you'll be invited into more of the cosmic, what some lineages would call the masculine approach to connecting with cacao and the cacao spirit. And then we're going to go into the more embodied, the more kind of like movement, feeling based connection with cacao. So you can get a taste of both what's often called in these spaces like the masculine and feminine aspect of connecting with cacao, but more so it's like the directive, the cosmic, and the receptive, the embodied.
Beautiful. So, Yeah, I think everybody's now more or less settled. I'll invite you to take a moment to feel your breath going in and out of your body, whichever way it's flowing right now. There's no need to control it or manage it. Just allowing for the inspiration and the expiration to take place. And allow your awareness to sink to the bottom of your spine. Maybe wiggle it for a moment, maybe wiggle your buttocks on the ground. That feels good. And allowing your awareness with your breath to sink all the way into your feet. And then visualizing, maybe even feeling your feet on the ground and how they are rooted in strong pillars of white and blue light. Understanding that our electric current running through our body, our energy that moves, emotion, energy that moves through our body is sourced from this planet, how we're one electric conduit with this planet. And visualizing then the white and blue light, the electric current from your feet, journeying, digging deeper into the earth, and splitting off like a lightning bolt, finding different pathways, maybe to reservoirs of precious stones and crystals in the earth. Maybe connecting to places where there's copper or metals, iron in the earth. Connecting to layers of mineral oils, and eventually finding its way all the way to the center of this planet. The boiling point, the boiling reservoir of potent heat, of lava. The center of this big cell, the core of this big cell that carries the essence of all of it, carries the essence of all matter in this material creation on this planet. And in this boiling void, this boiling empty space where all matter originates from, just allow yourself to evaporate, to dilute. And from this place, find the non-physical center of all creation. The big void in the cosmos, where all spirit and all energy emerge from, and are non-manifest at the same time. Where there's no individuality, where there's only empty, dark light and space. And from this empty space, feel how another new lightning emerges. Part of this oneness that has no identity, that has no direction, starts to emerge, starts to bubble up. There's a willingness of the one to explore itself, to find a direction, to find a new way to manifest and express itself so that it can continue growing. And see how from this huge, infinite point of potential, this void, something starts to sprout. And a new electric current emerges from this place into the realm of all souls, of all beings that already are, a separate individual manifestation of energy, of spirit. And this is the place where your soul lives. Here you can connect to all other souls, to all other plant spirits. Here you can connect to all other animal spirits, to the spirit of everything that's alive in this world and in all other worlds. In this world lives the spirit of the cacao, the spirit that chose to embody itself and incorporate itself and manifest itself as the plant that we know as cacao in this physical reality. And take a moment to greet her in this space. Simply sharing a moment of connection and noticing any feelings you may have, noticing any emotions, noticing any visions, messages, noticing any particularities. And then share a moment with the cacao spirit to share your curiosity. Maybe you have a question, or maybe you have an intention, or maybe you have something you wish to share about your day with her. And then do that. Allow it to be received. And again, notice any feelings, emotions, messages, visions. While you start to say goodbye to this spirit and allowing your spirit to again soar through the realm where all other souls and spirits live, to then find yourself on the edge of this realm, starting to feel ready to come back to this body, to this time, to this space, with all this new awareness and all this new information, allowing your energy to simply trickle back into this time and space, right now into your body. Maybe move your fingers or your toes.
And keeping that thread to cacao, still staying in the meditative space, start to, trickle into the body, starting to allow those messages, those hints, those subtleties, or maybe really overt messages from cacao, and start inviting them to move your body. She offered you love. How can you move love in your body through your shoulders, your feet, your hips, your neck. If there was playfulness that she offered you, how can you invite that into your movement? Even if it's simply the movement of your breath. If there was peace that she offered you, how can you allow that to move through your body and to feel every part of this matter, this earth in which you live? Can you invite those qualities into the throne of your pelvis? Can you invite it into the marrow of your bones? And allow that connection between your aliveness, your heart, and this offering from cacao, the spirit of cacao, to embody you. You cannot get this wrong. It's one of the first things Mama Cacao taught me. There is no right and wrong, babe. There's just being and learning, loving, and also sometimes not loving what is here. And you choose to be here. And you choose to be deep in the sockets of your shoulders, deep in your heart space, in the caverns of your belly, in the curves of your thighs, in your body. And bring the qualities with you. Invite those qualities to express through the body. Maybe it's shaking. Maybe it's gentle rolling of the hips, but inviting this embodiment piece, inviting that permission slip to come home. Taking another 3 deep, full breaths to play with that. To see if Mama Cacao has any of the ecstatic to offer you in this moment. From your choosing, I am letting you in. I'm letting love in. I'm letting playfulness in. I'm letting peace in. Another deep breath. If Mama Cacao is taking you on a wild embodied ride, bringing yourself closer to stillness. You stayed in a more still embodiment ride with Mama Cacao, starting to invite the shoulders, the fingers, the neck to roll, to move. And then taking your next 3 deep breaths to bring yourself back here. To eventually open your eyes and bring yourself back here. I'd love to open this space up, and you can write into the chat, or you can, or you can unmute yourself and share if there's like a sentence that holds something that was impactful in your experience in this meditation that you'd like to share. Something that's alive for you.
And so for those who are wanting to share live, we will be sharing this video after the session as well. with other people who may be interested in joining the course, so just so you're aware of that. You can also write your sentence or 3 words or whatever your experience summarizes into the chat, and feel free to unmute yourself.
Hello, guys. My name is Devin. This is Melanie. Thank you for hosting this Zoom and this little conference, and thank you for the information. It was very informative. I personally enjoyed the meditation. I enjoyed the information before the meditation. It kind of was a little bit of an introduction. Looking forward to hearing more in the following sessions. And just thanks again for putting together this event.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, I'm Susan from Holland. And yes, I appreciate it very much. All the information and your passion about it, about the cacao. And yes, it's wonderful to see how you already embody the medicine. And thank you very much for all the information. And I enjoyed the meditation very much. I was a little bit sleepy, so but yes, thank you very much. And yeah, look, I'm looking forward for more information. And thank you so far. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So welcome. Does anyone else wish to speak or bring their aliveness into this room?
Hi, I'm Micha, and I joined a bit late. I lost track of time, so
All good.
a little bit like dropping in halfway. But it's nice to feel your energy, and I got a bit of a taste during the meditation and connection with the spirit of cacao. That was nice. I felt gratefulness and like, oh yeah, this feels right. So I'm looking forward to more to come.
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful.
Is there anybody else who still would like to share?
Beautiful. Well, yeah, thank you so much, all of you, for choosing to be here and taking time out of your precious life to be here with us. I'm, just feeling a lot of like the soft buzzing feeling through my body of, in the particular time that we're in the world, the appreciation for being able to join in rooms like this where there's a care for cacao, for love, for a different possibility field of what it can mean to be human together. And we'd like to invite you into an even deeper relationship with cacao through our Embodied Cacao Practitioner Training. So you're all invited. And this is a great opportunity if you're wanting to deepen your own personal relationship with cacao, if you're wanting to understand more of the history, more of the indigenous roots, more of how this has gotten everywhere. You're wanting to understand also more of how to be a space holder, how to hold space for other people to have an experience with cacao and with any of the different flavors that you particularly love, from a good old meditation ceremony to ecstatic dance to I've seen cacao hula hooping experiences, and being able to like offer what you love about life in connection with a meditation tool with a plant medicine. It can be a meditation tool, but a plant medicine that offers that deeper connection with the heart. So we're offering a 5-week certification.
6 weeks.
It's 6 weeks now.
6
Yes, because Francisco is coming. One of the things that's exciting about this round is we're doing 6 weeks because Francisco, Shadi's beloved teacher, an amazing indigenous man from San Pedro La Laguna, Atitlan. has lived here all his life and has also traveled around the world with you and with others, offering medicine ceremonies and fire ceremonies and more of the traditional Mayan cosmovision, will be coming in to speak with us about, yeah, how the Mayans understood the world and how that shaped their ways with medicine, how it shaped their ways with life. So it's deeply, deeply honoring that he's choosing from his life adventure to offer that to us. Shadi will be translating all of his magical Spanish speaking into English for all of us. And yeah, the offering is for those 6 weeks for 444 euros or for 520 USD. So if you're interested in, yeah, getting a really powerful and well-rounded training in this, one of the pieces that we're offering in this training that I haven't seen in any other cacao training also is speaking to what is it to be deeply culturally sensitive, and what is it to be putting our toes into what is it to be trauma informed when we're holding spaces for people and their hearts, and what does it mean for us to care for ourselves and for each other and for the groups that we bring in when trauma is something that all of us have experienced on micro to macro levels, depending on our personal life experience. And with what's going on in the world right now, we're all experiencing at the minimum micro levels of trauma. That's another piece that we'll bring in, is like how with the education and capacity that each of you have, that each of us have, can we hold these moments when that pain comes forward? And how can we invite a way through in a way that's loving, in a way that's nurturing, in a way that's deeply honoring where we're at in space holding and offering?
Yeah, and another thing that I find very, very interesting about this course specifically is that because cacao has such a potent capacity to hold space for transformation, let's say for this world, for the collective, something that's very vital that we offer in this course is how do we first of all do that for ourselves. So this course is not necessarily, it's not necessarily a cacao facilitator training, it's a cacao practitioner training, which will allow you to, within your own capacity and with the tools that we offer you, hold space for others. But the first few sessions are actually about how do we create a nourishing connection with cacao, and how do we hold space for ourselves in that connection? What are the things that we are journeying with personally with cacao? And which aspects do we come out to play and come out to express themselves? And through that organic exploration and organic process that we have with ourselves and with the cacao spirit and with the cacao medicine, we can then come to a space of authentic offering of our own medicine, of how we feel our connection with cacao, with the possibility to then hold space for others with all the tools that we will offer you as well. We'll offer you some practical information on event creation as well in the later sessions. And of course, there will be a full session with Francisco, which is honestly quite a privilege to be able to receive those teachings. It's a total game changer. Like the teachings that I've received from him have completely shifted my way of perceiving life in reality. And we will also have throughout, in between each Sunday call, so the main sessions will be on Sundays. In between each call, we will have a guided heart share call, so where we can come together and share authentically what's alive for us in our heart. We can come together as humans in a conducive way. It's not going to be a conversation. It's really going to be a platform for hearing each other and being heard. So that's a part of this training as well. Plus, you will receive a 1 pound block of very high grade cacao delivered, and access to all the recordings afterwards. They will be available immediately after the session, or as soon as we can we can upload everything here with the
Guatemalan
Guatemalan
internet.
internet connections. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's all. I think that's basically all that all that's included in the package. And yeah, registrations will close on the 13th of March because we have or inquiries, and I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, so if there's any curiosities about the course, about us, we have a few minutes here if you have any curiosities. It could be powerful to hear for yourself and also for the group.
So feel free for doubts. We've got another 5 minutes, and otherwise we'll be closing the call.
I think so. Nope. Also, feel free if you don't want to speak on this recording to put it into the chat if you have a question. That's also a valid option.
Beautiful. Okay, so the Embodied Cacao Practitioner training will be starting on the 20th of March in just about 3 weeks, and we'll be open to answering any questions or with the link to sign up for the training. And yeah, we'll be here in the meantime.
Yeah. Are you loves hearing us now? I saw someone saying that they don't hear us anymore. Link your contact information. Yeah, we can.
We'll send you a follow-up email.
Yeah,
with all the information.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you very much, everybody, and wishing you a really lovely day, and hope to see you all soon.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your evening, your day, your morning.
Thank you.
And hope to see you for some deeper embodied magic. With
Connection is not great. We lost the last bit. But see you soon. Bye-bye.